Hey guys, what's up? This is Mandito, Steeze here, and I'm going to be doing a deck profile of my Herald of Affection deck. Many people refer to it as Cyber Herald because it uses, the new Cyber Herald support, but I only really use two cards, which is Ritual Sanctuary and Ben 10. We'll be getting into those cards later in the deck profile. And I do have some proxies in this deck because I have not gone to my locals yet to pick up the new cards. But with that out of the way, let's get right into the profile because that's what you guys really enjoy. So first, we play triple Herald of Affection. So for those of you who don't know, Herald of Affection says when you have to summon it with Dawn of the Herald, which is one of its downsides, but so you can't use Advanced Ritual Art. At least I don't believe so. I'm not too sure. But what this card says is that you can summon it with Dawn of the Herald, and during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell, trap, or monster effect, send one fairy type monster from your hand to the graveyard, negate the activation, and destroy it. And that card, that is not once per turn. And yes, I'm aware I need to get these in Ghost Rare or Ultimate Rare. Personally, I think the Euro print of gold looks really nice, but I'm looking to upgrade these eventually. So yeah, that's the Herald lineup, and with Dawn of the Herald, the level has to be specifically 6 exact. But then we play triple Saphira Queen of Dragons, and yes, I have a nice ultis. I don't know, I really like how the ultimate looks like on ritual cards. And she's a little bit more lax when it comes to the summoning conditions you can use. It has to be when you use it with its ritual spell. You literally just need to have 6 or more. With Herald of Affections, it's just 6 specifically. And so you summon it, and with Hymn of Light, and then during the end phase, you get to apply one of its effects. If you sent a light on the turn it was ritual summoned, or if you sent a light fairy type, I believe, to the graveyard. And the first effect in the end phase is you can draw 2 cards, discard 1, make your opponent discard 1 random card out of their hand, or add 1 light monster from your graveyard to the hand during the end phase. And plus during either play's end phase. So if you had this on board and you negated something, it was a light fairy that you sent, then you can easily go ahead and use that effect in your opponent's end phase, which is really good. So if you use the draw effect, it's really nice. So yeah, I play 3 of those. And then we play triple Cyber Angel Ben 10. And yes, these are the proxies. And the only real effect that you use it in replacement of Giving Megatamo, which is like that normal level 6 fairy. And you use it in replacement of that card because this card's like so much better. It's easier to search, and it gets an effect when it's used as tribute for ritual summon. And when you send this to the graveyard with the ritual summon, you get to search out a light fairy type monster from your deck and add it to your hand. And it is level 6, so it's perfect for the deck because of Herald of Affection. And usually you'd want to be searching out one of these cards in our monster lineup. So we play triple Manju of the 10,000 Hands. Manju is just one of the best searchers in the deck. You normal summon it and you search for or normal or flip summon. You can add 1 ritual monster or 1 ritual spell from your deck to your hand. It's level 4 and it's a light fairy type, so you can use it as negation for Herald of Affection. Then we play 2 Senju of the 10,000 Hands, or of the 1,000 Hands. And pretty much the same thing as Manju, except that you can't search ritual spells. You have to search a ritual monster with this card. So that's why I only run it at 2. And it is also a light fairy type. Then we go into our Star Seraph lineup. So we play triple Scepter because you can easily search it in this deck with Ben 10, and it's really darn good. Lets you go so much plus with Star Seraph Sovereignty. For those of you who don't know, it's been a while since this was actually played. I want to say the last time this combo was actually played was when Shaddolls were a thing, and Shaddolls in that whole format was a thing. And pretty much what you do is, if you have a Star Seraph Sovereignty and Scepter in your hand, what you do is you normal summon Scepter, activate its effect to search out a sovereignty, but with the one that you have in your hand, you special summon it, draw a card, then you special summon the second sovereignty, and then draw another card, and then you have to do the shuffle. And then you have to shuffle your deck, and like so, in between the searching and special summoning. So that's pretty much it in a GIF, and you just go into you go into rank 4s that require level or 3 level 4s, like Delteros and some other cards. So that's pretty much it for the monsters. And again, this deck's I just want to state this deck is 40 cards. Now we're on to the spells. So we play one Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin is amazing. You just draw a card, and you actually need in this deck to have spells in your graveyard because of Ritual Sanctuary. And that's why we play 1 Day of Peace. 1 day, you know, you don't always have to activate these guys. You can send them to the graveyard with the effect of Ritual Sanctuary, and you get a free search out of it. But you know, having spells in the graveyard is very crucial to this deck because of our field spell. Moving on, we play double Instant Fusion. This needs to be, or I need to have matching rarities. But for now, we play double Instant Fusion. And I think everyone knows what this card does. You pretty much just summon Norden with it. And so it's a staple. Then moving on, this is my last proxy of the deck. I'm picking these up on Saturday at locals. And it's Dawn of the Herald. You use this card to ritual summon Herald of Perfection. And when you use it, you can banish this card from the graveyard and then add back the card that you used to ritual summon Dawn of the Herald with. So if you use Dawn of the Herald and then send Ben 10 special summon Herald of Perfection, you get the banish this card from the graveyard, and then you get to add back your Ben 10, which is really nice because it lets you go into more ritual plays that turn. And also, it's just a general very useful effect. Then we have Hymn of Light. Hymn of Light is pretty much the same thing as Dawn of the Herald, except that it doesn't. Dawn of the Herald has a restriction of requiring 6 specific levels. It has to be exactly 6. Can't be 6 or more. Hymn of the Light it requires 6 or more monsters levels. So you can use 2 level 4 monsters to bring out a Saphira, and it's really good. Its other effect is used in the graveyard, and what you do is it's like kind of like Gospel of Revival for in the Blue Eyes deck. Is when any of your ritual monsters would be destroyed. Let's say Raigeki, your opponent activates Raigeki, you can just banish this card from your graveyard and you prevent the destruction of your monsters. Really nice, really awesome. I'd love to have this card in my graveyard, and it usually stays there so I can use the effect of a Ritual Sanctuary in the upcoming future that I'm going to talk about. So then we play 1 Preparation of Rites because it's at 1, and it's pretty much the Rhoda of the deck, and we get so it's the Rhoda of the deck. You get to search, your ritual monsters, and you get to add. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you get to add back your ritual spells from your graveyard. And then we play triple pre-preparation of rites, and with this card's like the nuts. It can make your turn going first hand, going from 5 cards to 6 cards because it lets you search 2 cards. So pretty much you can add what this card says. You can add 1 spell card from your deck to your hand. 1 ritual spell card, and then you can add 1 ritual monster from your deck to your hand whose name is listed on the ritual spell card. So that's why you run Hymn of Light and Dawn of the Herald, because they both list the Saphira and Saphira the Dragon Princess and Herald of Perfection in the card names in the ritual spells. So this card is I want to say one of the best cards in the deck. Really easy to search. It's just if you have this in a good hand, you got game. And then we play triple Terraforming. Terraforming lets you add our field spell that we're going to be talking about, and yes, it is warranted that you run 3 because 3 is really good in the deck, just because you get to recycle and use the effect of Dawn of the Herald. And then lastly, I have my proxied Ritual Sanctuaries. I'm going to be getting these on Saturday because the set just got released. And what this card does is, I have it memorized. What you can do is you can discard any spell card from your hand and send it to the graveyard to discard it, and then you search for a ritual spell or a ritual monster. And its second effect is really kind of difficult to explain, but once you get the hang of it, you know what it is. So you can so what the effect is, you can shuffle. You can revive a monster from your graveyard by shuffling spells from your graveyard back to the deck equal to the amount of levels that monster has. So if you want to revive, let's say, a level 4 monster, you have to shuffle back 4 spells. Shuffle back 4 spells back into the deck, and then special summon your monster. And that's really good when you have a scepter in your hand, because you got a free search and you have more negation fodder for Dawn of the Herald. And it's really, really nice. This card's like MVP. Like all the new support cards really make this deck awesome, and I can't wait to play it at my locals. And this deck won't be getting hit on the ban list anytime soon. And then let's go on to the extra deck. I'll try to make this quick. Here, I'm gonna shuffle back these cards and make them upside down, so I don't want to be anticlimactic. All right, so for our first extra deck card, we play Norden. Norden is pretty much for instant fusion. Lets us go into our rank 4s really easily, and I do have these cards double sleeved. And so it's pretty much a staple, and it is a fairy, which is really good because you can use it in combo with Fairy Cheer Girl. I run this card at 1 because it's like turns your instant fusions, if you really need to, into a draw 1, and if you really wanted to, there's a combo that you can do with Star Seraphs and this are an instant fusion to make an F0 turn 1 after you discard 2 cards out of your opponent's hand. It's a really cheeky combo. You've probably seen me do it in a couple of my videos. So yeah, moving on. So that's Fairy Cheer Girl, and then we play 1 Yugioh Emerald. Lets you recycle. You recycle so much with this card. This deck likes to recycle a little bit, so it's really good in the late game. And so you use this card pretty much to, after you recycle with Ritual Sanctuary, you can recycle with this, and it's just amazing. I have no idea why I'm playing this. Just cowboy. I mean, why not? There's opportunities where you get to summon this and go for a game, and it's just stupid. But I'm not. You can put this in for any of your meta calls. I just have it in there because I can. Because there's actually a lot of space in the extra deck that I can, use. This, if you really want to, you can make this like a 101, but I don't run 101. Then we have the 1 Abyss Dweller, just because we can. Everyone knows what Abyss Dweller does, just shuts off the graveyard effects. And then we play Castel for the problem cards. And then, just dealing with problems. If there's a really problematic card, just go for Castel. Or what I often do, is I play Utopia with C39 Utopia, and I summon Utopia the Lightning, so I can use Utopia the Lightning's effect twice. And don't mind the $2 on here. A friend of mine had a sleeve that said $2 on it, and I just decided to put on this because as a joke. So yeah, this card is not actually worth $2. So pretty much what this card is like when it attacks, it's Armades, and then if you detach 2 materials from it while it has a Utopia material on it, it gains 5,000 attack, and it's really good. And you use it, and you have to summon it by summoning a Utopia, and you just stack it onto Utopia. That's what Utopia really likes to do. So using its effect twice is amazing. So going Utopia into Utopia Ray into S39. And you never really use Utopia Ray's effect, so you just use it for Utopia the Lightning. Then we have 1 Satellinite Delteros. And it's really good because if you have if you do the Star Seraph Sovereignty combo with Scepter and stuff, you literally just pop 2 of their cards and you draw a card. Or if there's even more Scepters, you can just pop more stuff. And your opponent cannot respond to the summon of this card, which is really good, so you can just pop whatever you want on the board. And that's pretty much it when it comes to that card. It's just really good popping. I really like the pop stuff. So it's a staple, and plus it's generic too. Then we play number 104 Masquerade. Now people don't really see anyone playing this card. It's very obscure. it was actually very difficult for me to find this card because it's a very old rare. And not many people know what this card does, so I'll go over its effect. And during either player's turn, or during either player's battle phase, when an opponent's monster effect is activated, you can detach one XE material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. Once per turn, you can send the top card of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. So really, you only really use this card's effect for, you know, the Armati sort of effect, just to negate. Well, it doesn't like, you know, doesn't make it so that they can't activate, it just negates the stuff. Which I guess, it's pretty much the same thing, but it has 2,700 attack and it's really good. I was playing Violin de Sigma instead of that card, but I found it, so I think that card's a little bit better. And you use it with by summoning 3 level 4s. Just like Evil Swarm Ouroboros. Evil Swarm Ouroboros is amazing in this deck. I'm really glad I got a reprint because the card was stupid expensive before. And then you can detach one material from this card and it does one of the 3 effects. And then you can, well, first effect is you can target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Send one random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, which is what you use it for the most. And then target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish that target. I mean, all the effects are really useful, but you're mainly using it for the send one random card from the hand to the graveyard in conjunction with Saphira. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I usually find myself going into this card because, like, if you do the star setups, you just like pop a card and then remove a card from their hand. It's really good. And then on to rank 6s, we only play 2. We play 1 Constellar Ptolemy M7, just pretty much to bounce their stuff. And if in a pinch if we need to return stuff, I don't really summon it that much. Then we play 139 Utopia Beyond, and when we exhaust it out so much that we don't have lightning or anything else, we just go for Utopia Beyond and try to go for game. And then lastly, we play F-Zero Utopic Future. You know, it's really good. Lets you steal your opponent's cards until the end of the battle phase when you attack. And I think I'm fairly sure that everyone knows what this card does. So yeah, this card, you pretty much just use 2 rank 4s to summon it. Or two monsters with the same level that are not numbers. And you know, it's just a really long wall of text. It's kind of hard to explain. I don't want this video being too long. It's already almost 20 minutes. So let's go on to the somewhat pseudo side deck because. And I'm gonna go over some honorable mentions. Like, so you could play Sonic Bird. Sonic Bird's kind of a bad card, but you can run it because it searches out ritual spells instead of ritual monsters. So you can replace these with Manjus, or you can replace. I mean, not the Manjus. Never replace this. Never replace Manjus with this card. That's terrible. You can replace the Senjus with this card, if you feel like you need the ritual spells more, or I just personally would side it. And then you can run Honest in the deck, which is amazing. You just honest your cards and, you know, say, okay, GG. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. I want to say an honorable mention. I would say running Christia in this deck because Christia is like GG because it's easily to manage your monsters in the extra deck, or in the graveyard, I should say. It's really easy to manage those cards, and this deck is honestly a lot of fun. I played it on Dev Pro. I played it with my friends IRL, like out of tournament, because you know I had the deck in Proxies, and I've been waiting for a while to build this deck. So it's just a lot of fun, and that's really much the only reason why I play it, because it is fun. It is a good deck, but it is a lot of fun. So tell me what you guys think in the description down below. I know I did one of these types of videos before for this deck, but this is a bit of an updated build. And that's pretty much it, guys. Tell me what you guys think. This has been Mandito Steeze signing out. Peace.